G'day, friends and fans. Sorry about that. What a mistake to make. Have a good old laugh. We always welcome to Dave Talk Stuff. Over the last week, I've reacted to a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is nonsense. I know you can have a good old laugh at it, but it's sad what some people will believe. We shouldn't be surprised. People believe nonsense all the time. It's a way of coping. When they don't understand something, they either fear it, try to destroy it, try to configure it to meet their expectations, or tear it down because it goes against their what they consider normal, what their beliefs are. So and of course, we're living in a time of revelations, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, it's not what you think. It's basically everything is showing you the world as it truly is, not how you wish it to be. What comes at the end, I do not know. I am not a biblical scholar off the top of my head. Of course, I believe the spiritual awakening will enable us to live with a smaller, leaner, more Christian government than any so-called scholar or biblical scholar has promised. Whether it's Christ in physical form or not, I can't tell you that. But all I can say is, good times are created from hard times, and then it's cyclical. Say that right? I hope I said that right. But it is just cyclical. We take the good with the bad. That's what we're supposed to do. Okay, we're not supposed to live for pleasure and leisure. We're supposed to, well, some of us can't, but we're supposed to achieve. To grow, to achieve, to learn, to aspire to be something or someone, not to be a toddler with you know a silver spoon up our ass and $1 million in our pocket and no worries in the world. If you think you got no worries in the world, there's something you're absolutely deluding yourself. If you've got no ambition, even even the most average, or downtrodden bloke, at least he's got some ambition in his life. Now, while I'm live, I'm going to put the link out if you want to join me while I'm live. Let me just. So, right now on Rumble, I'm not live on the YouTubes. Let me just pin it up there. Let's see. Let's just keep an eye on the live chat. Let's see. Should have put that up. Live chat, just let you know it's there. All right, so so on the YouTube side, of course, making strides. Hit 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. That was 2 days ago. Went from about 100 views a week to 200 to 500 to now thousands of views. So thank you very much. Yeah, I it would be great to see more viewers subscribe. Of course, to see those numbers go up, because the only way to get features on YouTube is to get those numbers up. It's if the way YouTube works and will continue to work is if you don't achieve at least some monicum of success, they're going to make your channel disappear. They can just squeeze you out, make you give up. But I'm not giving up. As you can see, people are wanting you to give up. The UK is trying to silence US citizens, as I think a lot of people would say. Again, we America said now. Was expecting George Washington saying, "I haven't cared about your shit since 1776," but yep, say some more stupid shit. Good luck with that. Yeah, the first two times, 1776 and 1812. Um, yes, the good old saying going around right now: "Fuck around, find out." And yeah, Britain's destroyed itself. And where's the bacon? Where's the bacon? Well, let's just. I like the bacon one. It's probably in my bookmarks. I, there's for you, Riggs, right there. Yes. Without the second, there is no first. Everybody knows that. Come on. The thing is, I'm more red pill. Yes, definitely red pill. I see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. You can be as mgtow as you want to be. Yeah, certainly mgtow. I'm going my own way, doing my own thing. Answer to no, ma'am. Absolutely. But the if George Washington was around today, most definitely be going around in sunglasses, the coat, and packing a big old 45. Good luck with that. I think what did we grow up? Yes, a threat to the new world order. This is stuff I used to make content of all the time before. Of course, if I do too much of it, I know the YouTube's is going to mock me, ridicule me, drive me off. Let the haters, downvote you, whatever because YouTube's they're all about the engagement. They want you just to get to that first ad. They don't care after the first ad. Okay, they get you. They only care that I get you hooked. They'll play the first ad, and after that, they don't care. Right? If they hit you, if you're seeing two ads, that means more people are watching past that point. YouTube is letting us know who the good guys are to them subtly. Yeah, bring it. George Washington would be definitely the gay British police, mean police. Yeah, freedom has a nice ring to it and some recoil. Oh, sensitive content. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Yeah, nonsense. Right. The man was right. Come on, you got to admit it. The man was right. Yeah, 100 years they went from ruling a quarter of the world. Well, it's a bit more than a quarter, but yeah, to an island the size of Michigan. Yeah, laughs in American. And of course, soon you're all probably wondering, yes, I do believe it's not a prediction, it's an observation. I do believe that eventually Britain will be a US outpost, along with Japan, Australia, maybe not New Zealand. New Zealand might be an outpost or an outlier. But yeah, it'll be a parcel purchase like, you're bankrupt, we're bailing you out, we're not giving you up. It's like the biggest mistake America did was give France back to the French. Even the Germans don't want you to leave. It's the French, because they want all the benefits. They want all the benefits of the occupation of Europe without all the hard work, right? And the only way they can do that is to get America to leave. That's why France is ain't your friend. China's not your friend right now. They wanted to be, but that was 100 years ago. And you backed the boxes and the boxes. What happened? You got rid of the boxes, and in the power vacuum you created, it gave rise to the communists. Of course, we accept your terms. You want to be left alone with an undocumented immigrant? Don't ask me to bury you and pay for your funeral. Um, but yeah, deliver us from white women. Absolutely, white women, the scourge of the planet. Um, Who do you think why the British Empire? So they didn't want to stay home with their women folk, right? They wanted to go out and explore and do shit, right? No reason to stay home. Yeah. Finally catching the person who ruined their life, absolutely. Silence. Yeah. Um, right women, absolutely telling you that yeah, yes, these rape classes explain rape targets, and they got no respect for you, ma'am. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah. We did a whole video before on awfuls, and yeah, there's no saving, right? There's people you can't save. Awfuls are one of them. Okay, there are people you cannot save. Don't even try. Learn that people who think that they know better than God. Let them think. Let them think what they think. We all have to go our own way. Okay. Yeah. Right. Idiots. Quality Learning Center. Yeah. Your virtue won't save you is exactly right. Now you may notice and wonder, and it's true, right? The divorce is an industry. It's the government. It's the second biggest transfer of wealth since the income tax. They did get you with income tax, right? So how'd they get all that wealth from the middle class to the hands of the few? Divorce, right? Divorce, however, is declining. Why? Because men are going their own way. Men are not getting married, but in the last 50 years, 50% of marriages have ended in divorce. The average being 13 years married, right? However, uh, it's the divorce rate has fallen to from 1 in 2 to 1 in 3. That's it. But it's still high in some countries. In other countries, it's fallen even further. But yes, marriages are lasting longer, slightly. The minimum age of marriage is rising. Again, it's when women have, it's pretty much men either realizing that you're with a empty egg basket who has nothing to offer, nothing of value, right? The children she's brought into the world, she's absolutely poisoned. You got to wait for them to grow up and come back to you and say, you know what, Dad, Mum was wrong. Absolutely, they will eventually. Some of them, not all of them, or most of them, but you just cannot save those who cannot be told. Most of them are. Women will use the excuse that they're protecting the children. Anything, right? They need some sort of virtue to cloak themselves in, right? It's cope. They cannot face the truth, right? And the truth is, it's about economic insecurity. You are getting old. You are no longer valuable to them. They become economic insecure, so they want to grab what they can and join the thousands of others who swing that vine. But remember, the media will always tell you the positive, but never the negative. Okay, the media is not your friend. They are just another tool of the establishment to get you to give up your rights, to get you to give up your wealth to them. It's like right now, don't buy a sex bot. They're too expensive. They're overpriced. They're just toys right now. It's the same with domestic robots. They're just toys. Let the middle class and the boomers have their little toys, have their little cloth dolls. Wait till Elon. Right now, Elon's only selling quality robots, but only to the rich. 140 grand. Like I said, 10 years ago, the first robots, industrial robots, were 1.4 million. Okay, and that is cheaper than a worker. You cannot deny it, right? And then over time, robots have come down, 140,000, still expensive. Your domestic bots are going from 40 to 75,000, some even now down as far as 20. Again, that is, just as demand, as supply. But as technology improves, you're already getting some at 1400. Just give it a couple of years if you want one. Just wait for better models to come out. Wait for all the bugs and the kinks to be ironed out. Don't be the beta tester for a new product. It's like plasma TVs. When plasma TVs come out, they're 10 grand. Now you go down the shop for 249. Yes, those 249 ones won't last you 10 years or even 20 years like the original plasma screens. Again, there's going to be sacrifices. You're either going to get the cheap one or the good one. You're not going to get the best one anymore. But factors lowering the divorce rate is economics, men not getting married, people working longer, women unable to survive on their own. That's the only reason why they get married to you in the first place, is economic security. Again, we're only seeing the world for what it is, and I'm an observer, I'm not a predictor. Where the changing trends seem to be right now is the approach to marriage, to that people want stable relationships in global context. In global context, indeed, divorce rates are varying. The highest, actually, the Maldives. Yeah, followed by Kazakhstan. Yes, there used to be America. Now it's Russia, China, India, the Middle East. They're all going through high divorce rates, while the divorce rates in some countries are coming down. America's is just fluctuating, humming along there in the middle. Trends, of course, is in some, there is a long-term overall increase in divorce. Only some countries are in decline in divorce in the last decade. So don't let people fool you into believing, even me, right? I'm telling you, yes, more women are not identifying as a feminist, but as many of you noticed, even before we get to conclusions, that women are still clinging to that feminism, that it's a long way to go. The trad wives are nowhere near a threat. It's the combined threat is the trad wives, the manosphere, mgtow, red pill, black pill, combined is the 25% threat to the United Nations agenda. And they're now trying to paint it as equity and equality, right? And of course, as you know, the UN is running out of money. Why is that? Trump has cut them off. And why is that? Because they're undeserving cunts. That's why. They don't deserve your pity. They don't deserve your rational thought. They don't deserve your time of day. The UN is a corrupt organization. It will always be a corrupt organization. You want to come up on the panel and speak about it? There's the link. I'm on chat. Don't worry. But there is a quiet shift in women, right? The trad wives is a slow rise. Now, of course, a lot of it was originally driven by TV fat, the TV fad phenomenon, right? As seen on TV, boom, they tune in, see it on TV, yes, and suddenly they want to be a sister wife. Well, it'd be so fun living with my friends and passing around men and it's haha, la-di-da, more hands make light work, but more bodies make more work. So you're not saving, right? So trad wives is a slow, quiet shift. The robot wife is the new marriage. I don't know what percentage of men are going to embrace robotics, but I did point out many new models of robotics. China's leading the way with over 12 robotics, but the future is definitely male. You can see the trends, okay? Men are the prize. Men are waking up to their value. Men know now, as more and more men realize that as we get older, we improve. As women get older, what do they bring to the table? Menopause, right? Do they bring any wealth? Do they bring any cost savings? Do they bring any benefit to the home? Have they kept the home? Have they kept your home? Or is it they are merely occupants waiting for you to check out? And if you don't check out fast enough, they help you along. So, yes, the feminist is obsolete. It's a broken garden tool. It is the sandwich maker we discarded 20 years ago because of faulty wiring. We have not looked back. We are looking forward to a future where men are living longer, healthier lives with clean food, clean energy, and a nice, clean domestic robot to clean and cook. And yes, if you want a flashlight doll, you pay, you get $1,400 now. It's almost, you know, uh, and you get a better flashlight than a free $400 or $20. You know, it's more. It's got more life in it than your average broken garden tool, and it lasts longer and it won't stab you. And then women say, yes, but it could be programmed to stab you. Yes. So still, how is that any different from the average woman? So men are going their own way, are finding that, yes, they are improving their lots in life. So what about the loneliness epidemic? Solved. You've got Grot, you've got ChatGDP, you've got Discord groups, you've got endless content on YouTube. You have just the hashtag mgtow. Most people know and don't care that women bring nothing to the table, right? You just okay, done. So, you know, you want an intelligent conversation, right? It's one you can turn off, walk away from it, won't argue with you. It won't. You could go get a beer and it won't tell you that's your third tonight. You know how you get? Yeah, sleepy and happy. Bye. But yeah, a lot of men are ditching the beer for carbs. I'm not knocking you for wanting a healthier lifestyle and not drinking alcohol. Maybe beer ain't your thing. That's fine. It's just an example. Please don't hit me up in the chat and tell me what an alcoholic I am. Alcoholics don't run in my family. They stumble, they fall flat in their face, but they definitely don't run in the family. But over the last week, we've seen the untold impact of feminism, known now for decades. Right? The US government has known it. They funded feminism. They finally admitted they funded feminism. And even today, the CIA is still funding feminism. So, yeah, but it's a quiet shift, a quiet panic. The UN sees us as a threat, right? And we all know what is false virtue? A sin. Okay, so far I've looked at only vanity and pride, haven't really looked at the deadly sins on their own. I've only looked at the people who perpetrate pride, vanity. Wait, where is it? I think I did. I thought I did. Um, no, pride. Yeah, I did vanity, pride. I thought I did greed. I'm pretty sure the first one I did was greed. Yeah, wrath and greed. Yes. Sometimes when I do these, the AI doesn't always spell it properly. It has to fit it in, so sometimes they don't always make sense. Big one I'm going to look at probably soon is women when hitting rock bottom. They don't pick themselves up. Normally, you think tough love, somebody hits rock bottom, they'll turn their life around. No, I'm sorry, women aren't turning their life around. They are definitely not turning their life around. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There is no saving most people. I think whether or not we are to believe the Bible is a prophecy or an observation, that is you personally. I'm not telling you how to interpret the Bible. I'm going to tell you that right now, if you don't believe anything, believe Revelations. Okay? If you do not believe anything else, right? There is no greater wisdom mankind has ever had. There is reasons why millions of men followed Christianity and the examples of Christ to be better men. And women following men become better women. Okay, it is that simple. The problem is they think they know better, that there has to be some winning formula that they can exploit as a secret. I've got special knowledge. I'm a witch. All that stuff. It is all passe, right? What is the most pagan thing you could do? What did most witches do? Most witches weren't scared into becoming Christians. No, they voluntarily became Christians. They didn't hoard their secrets or hide it. They opened apocryphes, and women, right, stopped hoarding secret knowledges, which is what witches and secret societies did, and brought benefit to mankind. Secret societies hide information from us and hold society back for themselves. Right? The greatest pagan thing you could do is become a Christian and help others. Right? Whether you're mgtow, red pill, black pill, it still falls in the realm of Christianity and the manosphere. Christianity is the greatest manosphere there is. The patriarchy has built the greatest civilization we have known since the Anunnaki. And now there's no proof the Anunnaki was the greatest civilization, but it had, in the Anunnaki writings, we had everything we have today. Robots, they call them clockworks, I think. There were clockworks, there were ships that could sail to the moon. There were all these imaginations they had. And I think they were imaginations. It doesn't matter if they were real or not. It's right. We have had for centuries this promise of a great civilization. We built it. What happened? Feminists got jealous. They got petty. They got bored. But not us, right? We're on the winning path. Whether you're Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, you're on the winning path, right? And as we come up, as the boomers go down, right, there'll be the alphas, and your contributions will continue to build and rebuild civilization. But kings, know your worth. If you continue to value knowledge, value building, whether it's building a diesel engine, building a computer with your hand, knowing how to assemble robotics, anything that improves your lot in life improves civilization as a whole. It is people who tear others down, constantly negative, constantly complaining, right? We all know who they are, right? We all know the male feminist, right? And hell yeah. What do we say to the male feminist? Did that play well for you? Should we do it again? I think we should do it again. Because we all know.
You like eating red carpet sometimes? Yes! I like eating red carpet!
Giggity.
We all may laugh, but yes, we all know they love the carpet, right? They just want the fur between their teeth. They want that sour on their tongue, right? Because they are sour, right? They're sour and male feminists, sour and salty, right? They're just pussy chasers, But the quiet shift, the biggest thing I think is the rise of the trad wife. It's something that didn't come out of the manosphere. It came out of Christianity. It came out of the recognition. And I think a lot of you out there, I think some of you would make good home pastors, right? I think the future is not organized for religion is not organized religion. It's the original religion, right? But John, whether it's John the Baptist or Peter the street preacher or Saul in his home, you name it, right? Christianity was only John was the only one who built a temple. John the brother, not John the Baptist, John the brother built a temple. That was the first one, which became the foundation of the Greek Orthodox Church. The Catholic Church came out of the Church of Syria, which I think was Matthew, Mark, Luke, and well, it did spread from John, but I think it was Matthew. I think it was inspired by the other Gospels, not so much John. John had his temple, right? Actually, I believe it was originally called the Half Temple because it was an old Jewish temple, so it was only called the Half Temple. So I don't know if that's true or not. Someone told me that in passing the other day. I tried to look it up, but do you have any comments? You want to comment? You want to come up? If not, that's okay. I quite understand. Um, but honestly, lions do not need to roar, right? This is about bragging, showing off your wealth. Yeah, sure, amongst friends, you might say, "Hey, I got this one. What do you think of this anime doll or this NASCAR or, geez, sorry, Big Tail Outlaw. I'm trying to think of something else." But you know that robot that was, I think, the other day, Robot 239. I actually got one. I was given it, I think 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago. One of those little toy robots for Christmas, I think. Yeah, I actually got one. I think its battery's gone. But whether, don't brag, I'm not rich, it's just something you give it to me. Yeah, I was actually realised that when those robots came out, they were over $2,000, and now what are they are? They're over. They've fallen. 239 on Amazon now. Yeah, but you can imagine, right? Imagine when I was a kid. Remote control planes. I had one. They were our remote control boat. Sorry, I had one remote control boat. You know, you look at now. You never know what is going to take off, right? Remote control planes, they used to be everywhere. Government put a lot of restriction on them, and even remote control cars aren't as popular as they used to be, or as expensive as they used to be. They're like rock bottom now, like $25. So you never know what technologies are going to be, and it's the same with MGTOW. We don't know, right, where things are going. And for most of us, it is just going our own way, doing our own thing. There is a lot of life to be enjoyed without chasing the sour, without chasing the spoilt milk, without having a toddler to take care of. And as I've said, child support is definitely going to the child. You're not paying your child, you're paying your ex, who is a child, because they are greedy, vain, jealous, and that's why I try to pass on as much as I can, so you can make informed decisions, not the decisions the government wants you to make. And definitely, you think about this right now. What's the cost of the average wedding? 20 grand? What's the cost of the average robot? 20 grand, 40 grand, 100 grand. So they're in your price range. So already, and if you're an industrialist and you're looking at robotics at 140,000, that's less than the cost of a degree. So hell yeah. Women have played themselves. And as for sex bots, wow, for less than the entree at your wedding, you can have something with more life in it than your wife in bed. Or soon to be ex wife in bed, I should say. whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 13 years, doesn't matter. The fact is, the majority of marriages, right, they say 1 in 3, but you've got to remember, right, that's the government statistics. But how many marriages are dead and over, but she just won't leave and you can't make her? Yeah. How many are there are only ticking over, right? Clinging on simply because, well, if I get rid of her, then I have to sell the house. Oh, I can't be bothered. I'm going to give the house to the kids anyway. You know, or at least she doesn't bring a boyfriend home. There's all this cope. But again, I'm going to have someone in the comments saying I'm speaking from personal experience rather than observations. And of course, damn it, I hope you do give me some hate mail today because I'm going to make content out of my hate mail. Maybe that's what I shouldn't have said anything because now I don't get hate mail because I said I was going to make content out of you. So, yeah, I shouldn't have threatened my hate watchers with some good times and some exposure. So thank you everybody for 100 subs. Thank you for the hundreds of views per day, right? And hopefully more of it, more comments, more interaction. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Like, and of course, thanks for the thanks to everybody out there. And I'll catch you all in the next video. And yeah. So, adios, amigos.